So this is the second half of chat number 400. So this is our 400th virtual Weight Watchers workshop together. 400. So we've been doing this for 8 years. So let's see, when I'm still doing this, when I'm like 75, 80 years old, I wonder how many chats that will be. Let's see. Oh, and Mary cleaned today. Cleaned out a closet and some drawers and has a bag to donate. That is awesome. And yes, Barbara's reminding me it's time for some water. Dang, what? Trish said today she lost a total of 200 pounds lost. Boom. That is awesome. Way to go. And Melissa's star goal is she plans to track breakfast and lunch. Remember, Melissa, what does Gwen always say? You can always add supper. You can always add that. And you can tell that she lives here because she called it supper. But you can always add supper. Why don't you plan to track breakfast and lunch? And how many days this week are you going to track breakfast and lunch? Okay, so since Barbara reminded me, this is the beginning of the second half of chat number 400. Woo! Yeah, and Barbara's got some hands going. So everybody stop real quick and get some water. I'm going to drink my tea because, again, everyone in Tennessee, all of at least East Tennessee, all of us have some form of the crud. So let's get a drink real quick. Y'all drink some water. I'm going to drink some hot tea. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our celebration chat number 400. I did figure out a way to celebrate, to blend the 400th chat with a special request from Patsy Harrell and Vicky Hart. Last week, both of them asked, how do you track a recipe? Or like how do you add a recipe in the recipe builder? So, boom, we're going to do that. So we're going to combine 400th celebratory celebration. Okay, we're going to do that, and we are going to build a recipe together, but we're going to do it 4 different ways. Okay, so let me make myself a note just from something that one of you just said. Okay, so we're going to do this 4 different ways, and you're most welcome, Vicki. We're going to do this 4 different ways, okay? And in the end, we will have the recipe will be built, tracked, and we're going to make it real quick together. Let me just check one thing real quick to make sure this is still warm enough. Let me just walk away for just a second, and this is looking good. Okay. 2 of my things for our recipe are looking good. Okay, so this is how to build or add a recipe and save it in Recipe Builder. So first of all, Recipe Builder is in your WW app. You used to be able to do it online. Sorry to everyone who does not like the app or didn't want the app or wanted to keep their Weight Watchers online. Sorry, that's no longer an option. But here are 4 different ways that you can get something into the Recipe Builder. The first method is using the WW app. So we're going to use the WW app to add a recipe. So the first thing is you just find the recipe. If you don't know where to go, let us go back to your home page. And when you're on your home page, you're going to touch your little icon up there. And if you don't know how to add your picture, that's a whole nother discussion. We can go back and do that later. Scroll down here until you find the little tab that says recipes. Once you've gone to recipes, you can either search, so you can enter up here in the search bar and look for something that's like, you can type in like brownies or steak, or you can put in certain ingredients and it'll find you something with that ingredient. But for the sake of time, for tonight, we're just going to pick something. So from the WW app, you're going to find the recipe that you want. So let's do creamy spaghetti squash with something. We'll just pick that one. So the first thing you do is touch the recipe, and it pulls the recipe up like this, and you have 2 choices. You have 2 choices once you've done that. So if you found the recipe within the Weight Watchers app, you can either touch this little pencil icon right here, and you can change something about it. Like you can change one of the ingredients. You can go down here and take some ingredients off. You can add some ingredients. You can change the name. But if you can change, you know, like if you don't like an ingredient that's in there or you want to use something different, you can do that. I don't know if you noticed it or not though, but it changed it to the same name, but now it has parentheses, 1 parentheses. So that's telling you that there's something different about it. That's not the original recipe. So you can change the name. You can change it to, you know, like vegan if you left out any dairy, meat, or, you know, other things like that. So you can change it however you need to. And then once you've changed it, you click save. Oh, don't start this again. This did this the other night when we were trying to do this. So once you've changed it, so let's just change something about it and see if that'll make it happy again. So let's just call it chat. So chat. Okay. And then when you hit save, it better not say something went wrong. I'm gonna scream. Weight Watchers, what is wrong with you? What is absolutely wrong with you? Okay, well, pretend like that worked. Why? It worked fine an hour ago. Why is it messing up now? I do not know. The other method, though, if you don't need to change anything on it, this one's actually even easier. If it's perfect exactly the way it is, the little bookmark icon, you just hit the little bookmark icon, and then when you want to go back and find it, see how it says creamy spaghetti squash with ricotta and spinach. Oh, that actually looks really good. We picked a great one, accidentally upside down. So when you're ready to find it again, you're going to go back to recipes, and then you're going to touch the one that says saved recipes. And it's the very first one. Whatever is the most recent one that you saved goes to the top. Creamy spaghetti squash with ricotta and spinach. Or if you need to search for one later, you just type in the search bar. Okay, so that is method number 1. The bookmark is easiest if you don't need to change anything. Even if you do need to change something, you can always pull it back up. You can, if it was behaving itself, you could go back into the pencil, change whatever you need to change, and then resave it. What I was trying to show you was if you do that, it will ask you if you want to save it as the original or new. So sometimes if I change an ingredient, like if I did need to make it meatless, or if I needed to make it, tone it down a little bit for the kids, then I might save it as new and just change the name. Okay, the second method is importing a recipe from the Weight Watchers website. So if you still love the Weight Watchers website, and if you go there for recipes, so you still have to log in. So you still have to log in, and let's look for one that has, let's say, chocolate, because we're celebrating tonight, right? So oops, let me get signed back in. Okay. Okay, so once you are signed in, thank you, Myrna, and hello. So once you're signed back in, you can scroll through the exact same things that you could scroll through on your app, but I know some of you all are just more comfortable doing it, you know, from a computer or from something bigger than, you know, than on the app. So, because Barbara said, yes, chocolate, we're going to search a recipe that has chocolate. Oops. I only did one H. And this is crazy upside down. Chocolate. We're going to do chocolate brownie mousse. So we're going to search for that. That one looks great, chocolate brownie mousse. So you've got 2 choices here. You can either do, I'm sorry, upside down, it's a little bit harder. You can either, oh, here we go. So if you're on the website, you can either click this little up arrow right here, and then you just copy the link, and then, so just copy it, and then I'm going to show you where to go. Or before I show you where to go, see that little QR code right there? You can also, like if you're looking at this on your computer screen or on an iPad or something, you can hold your phone. No, it's, oh, like a real keyboard, yeah. So Debbie likes a real keyboard, yeah, me too. Me too, so sometimes I do look it up on the website just because I like to be able to type it in, you know, type it in on a real keyboard. So you can do that, or while you have it up on your computer monitor, you can scan this QR code right here, and that will take you to the app, and then you would just do it like we did in number 1. So let's pretend like you're not going to scan the QR code. You would go ahead and touch that up arrow, and then you would do copy, and that's going to copy the link for that recipe. Then you're going to go back to the Weight Watchers app, and you're going to go back to recipes, and so we're back on recipes now. You're going to touch that plus sign in the upper right hand corner, and you're going to go right here. It says add recipe from the web. Okay, first thing, that has to be a .com recipe. So this is from www.com, like weightwatchers.com. If you have an egg, is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If it's a .net or a I don't know if there's a .food, but if it's a something other than com, you cannot bring it over yet. I don't know why. I don't know if that's ever coming. Don't ask me, because that part of the technology, I don't know. But I've had like 10 of y'all tell me, don't forget it has to be a .com. So I'm reminding everybody it has to be a .com. So this one was from www.com, and you add the recipe from the web, and then right here it says to insert the link, insert the URL. And because I did this from my iPad, oops, we're going to paste. And so it pasted the website with the recipe. And then you click on import recipe. And, you know, if they weren't having, okay, if they were not having issues, apparently they're having some issues because they know it's our 400th chat, and that I needed to be able to show you all this. So if they were not having issues, we wouldn't have to do this. Okay, let me see if I can find another one real quick. So if they can't estimate the points, on that, then you can enter them manually, and you can go ahead and type that in. But that's for another day. So let's find another one real quick, just so maybe I can show you. Let's see. Let's go to Pound Dropper, because I know all of hers are .com, and we are gonna I'm just gonna pick a random. Let's do a dessert recipe for her, because now I'm on desserts now. We're gonna do chocolate chip cookie dough protein balls. Okay, so I found another one. We're gonna do the up arrow. We are going to copy. We're gonna go back to the Weight Watchers app. Oh, how are we doing? Don't ask me tonight. Don't ask me tonight. Okay, we're going to go back to add a recipe from the web. We're going to paste the URL. And we're going to import the recipe. And now you can see that the chocolate chip cookie dough protein balls from Pound Dropper, that is in fact added now. So there's all the information. You can change it if you need to. And you can click save. You can make some changes there. And remember, it's done this one again because it thinks you've changed. So you can either make some changes or you can bookmark it. And now that we've bookmarked it, oops. Now that we've bookmarked it, we can go to saved recipes. And right there it is. Chocolate chip cookie dough refrigerator from Pound Dropper. So see how easy that is? Okay, that is method number 2. So that was from the Weight Watchers website. Method number 3 was actually importing a recipe from a .com website, which we had to skip to. So we had to skip to that because the www website wasn't cooperating. So remember, you can either scan the QR code or you can copy and paste like I just did. Okay. And then the last one, number 4, is you can build it yourself. So we're going to, even though this is a recipe from Weight Watchers, we're going to build it ourselves. So this recipe I did get from Weight Watchers, and we're going to make it tonight. we're going to create it though. So we're going to go to the plus sign, and then we're going to create a recipe, and we're going to call it chat. We're going to call it chat 400 strawberries. I don't know. And it's going to serve, we're going to put in the number of people that it's going to serve. So we're going to say that it's going to serve 6. And then we're going to start adding ingredients. So this is what we're going to add. And this is, I did get this from, this is a recipe from the Weight Watchers app. But we are going to add white chocolate chips. These, I happen to get Ghirardelli white chocolate chips, so we can either type that in, or if I had not destroyed the bag when I opened it, we could have barcode scanned that. So the first ingredient we're going to look for is Ghirardelli white chocolate chips, classic white chocolate, and we're going to add that ingredient. The second one, we're going to go again to add, and we're going to say, this one I did not destroy. Yeah, and Lily's does have less points, but these are going home to the girls, and they don't want sugar-free chocolate chips. So, and also on the website, on the WW app, it was normal chocolate chips, so I'm just mimicking what they did. We're going to barcode scan the next ingredient, which is Toll House dark chocolate. And we're going to add that one. And then we're going to add strawberries. So we're going to add a cup of strawberries. We're going to add that ingredient. And the one that was on the actual Weight Watchers app had sprinkles, and it had sprinkles, and it had chopped walnuts, and it had, you know, some other stuff. So just for the sake of being able to show you all how to save this, and so that we can finish our celebration, then you can add some other details down here. You can add more details. You can add cooking time. You can change how many servings it's going to have and all of that. And then you create the recipe. Once you create it, you still have those same options. You can either click on the pencil, and so now you have a recipe in here now. If you're eating it right now, you can go ahead and track it. That's going to save it. You can add to grocery list. That's going to save it. You can change or add items before you do anything. Even if you save it, you can still go back and change that. So you can either do the pencil and change it, and then click save, or you can do the up arrow. That is how I send Casey the link to the recipes when we post them on the chat. I click that little up arrow, and I'm sharing it in reverse. So I'm sharing the recipe from the app so that Casey can include it in the recipe that we post for you all. Or you can click that little ribbon that we've been talking about. So I just named it Chat 400 just to be fun. Click the X. It's done. So we have saved that. Okay, and then save. Click save. I will say this. We're going to save it as the original because I made some changes. I am going to say this. Do not get crazy in your ingredients before you hit save. If I walked off, or if we started talking about something else or whatever, if I timed out, or if you accidentally swap off of it, you have to start all over again. So I usually add my first ingredient, and then I go through this and click save, and then I go back and add the rest of them. So now that we've done that, we're going to go back to, this time we're going to go to recipes that are created by me. And we're going to search for chat 400, and right there it is. Or because I saved it with the little bookmark thing, you can also go to saved recipes, and there it is, chat 400. Okay, so this recipe is actually a Weight Watchers app recipe, and it is, we're going to search for it, and it was strawberries. It's chocolate covered strawberries, and it is, let's see, let me see if I can find it upside down. So I decided this one would be a fun one for Chat 400 because we could talk about saving recipes, and we could make this really quickly. If I could find it upside down, I may have to turn it around just for the sake of time. Let me see. I think I have scrolled past it. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Chocolate covered strawberries. So now we're going to go to chocolate covered strawberries. We can either add or subtract ingredients, you know, or whatever, or we can bookmark it. And when we're ready to make these, we can go to, so like if we saved this 2 days ago and we want to go back and find it, we can go back to recipes. We can go back to recipes, and because I bookmarked it, we can go to saved. And right there it is, chocolate covered strawberries. So for the chocolate covered strawberries, we can track them. We can tell it how many servings we want. We can add it to the grocery list. But we're going to make them real quick. So we have 10 minutes of chat number 400 left. So in honor of chat number 400, we're going to make a couple of chocolate covered strawberries. I happen to have, if you can see this over here, I happen to have a Wilton chocolate melting thing, and I have the divider. I've got the single and I have the divider. I got this for Alyssa's birthday party last year, and this was a lifesaver if you need to do something like melting chocolate. So for this recipe, this is a Weight Watchers recipe. I have saved it in here, and it is 24 medium strawberries, 2 ounces of dark chocolate chips, 1 ounce of white chocolate chips, and then some sprinkles. So we're going to do this real quick. We're going to make some of these in celebration of our 400th chat. So I've melted the chocolate, and I'm going to dip 1 strawberry in some chocolate, and then I am going to take some white chocolate and not do a very good job of drizzling it on there because I'm using my left hand. But again, this is just to celebrate our 400th chat. I am so thankful that you all have been here for 400 chats. Oh, and then some sprinkles. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let's make one more real quick. But thank you all so much for being here for 400 chats. That's absolute insanity to me. We're going to make this one a white chocolate strawberry, and then we are going to drizzle it with chocolate, the opposite. But you all are amazing and fantastic. I have so enjoyed the last 8 years. I'm not planning on going anywhere, so don't think this is a goodbye salute. This is just I am so thankful for you all salute. I genuinely hope that you will comment, that you all will post some comments for the 400th chat. I know you all are not super chatty in the comments, you know, after the chats, but that would be so fun if you all could chit chat about it. If you all could let me know, were you here for number 0? Were you here for number 100? Were you here for 200? Were you here for 300? Were you here for 400? So celebrate. Oh, look, I accidentally got chocolate on my finger. That's 0 points because I got it while I was making the recipe, right? So happy 400, everybody. Happy 400th chat, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Super easy to save a recipe. I hope that answered everybody's questions about saving a recipe. And I'm so thrilled that you all were here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. I'm looking forward to 450 here in about, what, a year? A little bit close to a year. And then 450, 500, and beyond. So if you loved this chat, this 400th chat, I hope that you will comment. I hope you'll let me know where you were, if you were here, again, for one of those others, or if this was your very first chat. Oh yeah, we should. And I actually got a lighter. Sarah reminded me. Let's go ahead and light these. I had brought out a lighter. I forgot about that, Sarah. Thank you. Okay, so everybody get ready to make a wish. Happy 400th chat to us. Happy 400th chat to us. Happy 400th chat to us. Happy 400th chat to us, and many more. Okay, everybody say a wish. Real quick. Okay, happy 400, everybody. Thank you all again so much for being here. If it's your very first chat, let me know, because welcome to 400. Yeah, and if it's your 400th, 300th, whatever, also let me know. But y'all have a great evening. If you are watching this on YouTube later, please go ahead and click or let that next video roll over. That would be $399. And go ahead and click subscribe, and then click that little bell so you'll know when 401 is posted. But everybody have a great week. Thank you so much for being here for chat number 400. And I can't wait to see you next week. Good night.